Well, I am moved to share this with you. As an international graduate, I had my 3 years degree in the UK, and I want to share something with you based on my past experience with the immigration rules in this very country, especially in the cancellation of the post-study work visa, how it happened, and the consequences that came afterwards. Meanwhile, if you are outside of the UK, aspiring or planning to come into the UK for your master's, for your degree, PhD, probably from 2023 onwards, you should watch out clearly before you take the step. Listen attentively before you make the move, and have your eyes on the news. Yes, make sure you are listening to the news in case of any changes, because this country, they are so serious when it comes to the laws and the rules they make here, especially now that there are lots of speculations, not only on social media, but from the spokespersons of the Prime Minister, who has announced the seriousness of clamping down on the number of migrants into the UK, and also clamping down on the number of dependents of the international students. Before now, when Boris Johnson resigned, or before his resignation, the Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, was also talking about clamping down on the number of migrants in this country. And Boris Johnson resigned. What happened? She also resigned, but the new government came in, which is who? Rishi Sunak, and she came back to power. So she's currently the Home Secretary. And recently, in October 4th, we all saw the announcement she made talking about clamping down on the number of migrants, especially the international students, as next immigration jumps to high level. So this has caused certain tensions among the international students. Some are saying these are mere speculations. Are they going to do it? Are they not going to do it? But then you should have your ears on the news, have your eyes watching the TV to get the latest information on this. Once these things are said, there is every possibility that the articles should be published, passed into bill, and then passed into law. Now, when I came to this country to study in the past years, I never knew something like this would happen. When we had the announcement, okay, for instance, I arrived this country September 2010. And guess what? My program was for 3 years, from 2010 to 2013. And then in April 2012, the then Prime Minister, Theresa May, cancelled the post-study work visa. And it didn't just happen in that 2012. It was talked about, just like it is being speculated now, in quotes, because it's not speculation to my own understanding. Hence, the Prime Minister's spokesperson has talked about this. The theory has been formed. It is a theory formed based on the statistics on ground. We all have seen the high level of, the high number of immigration in this very country. Just in 2022, the high number of students, migrants into this country, the number is quite alarming as against what it was, previously when the post-study work visa wasn't in place, So it's no longer a speculation, but a theory that is being formed by the leaders of this country. Now, back to what happened in the past as regards to the cancellation of the post-study work visa, which I experienced, like I said, when I came in 2010. Sorry about that, my little boy. So when I came in 2010, in April 2012, Theresa May made that announcement. Meanwhile, the speculation started in 2010, just like it has started currently, and then Theresa May made the pronouncements or the announcements in April 2012. That was 2 years after the speculation when she made the pronouncements, and it affected large number of international students, including myself, because I graduated in 2013. And then those who graduated in 2012, they were able to apply for their post-study work visa. So those of us who graduated in 2012 were not lucky to apply for the post-study work visa. Despite the fact that Theresa May lessened the duration you can stay after your graduation to 4 months, I graduated in July and my visa ran out in October 25th or thereabout, but I left the country October 23rd, because that's quite a short duration for anyone to find a post-study work job after graduation in this country. Yes, so why am I sharing this, my experience, with you all? Before you apply or before you begin to consider coming in here to study in 2023, have your eyes, have your ears on the news. Make sure, assuming that we knew all this, a lot of us that went back to our countries, not only Africans, even people from the Asia, assuming we had the idea of this very speculations, like it's being trending all over the media currently. If we had known this in 2010, honestly, we would have, paused a little bit, maybe go to other countries. There are opportunities in other countries where you could spend your money to acquire quality education. Talk more of now that the UK, in fact, it is quite surprising that the UK Prime Minister spokesperson came up to talk about UK offering low grade or low quality degrees, in quotes. I wonder what that meant, because in the past, the universities in the UK have been known to be prestigious in providing quality education. I don't know why he made that statement. So I don't think you would want to come here, spend your money to get low quality degrees. Oh my goodness, that's ridiculous. Reading such a line, from the Prime Minister's spokesperson. That means UK, they care only about our money. They care only about your money. Yes, because if you check it, international students, we are the one pumping money into the economy of this very nation. The home students, they pay nothing. In fact, what they pay it can be equated or to nothing. Yes, because they get funding, while studying here. At the end of their program, they can only pay back by the time they get a sponsored job, that skilled workers job. If they graduate and they did not get a job, they go to job center, apply for what is it called? Job seekers allowance, and they keep getting this allowance every month. But we come in here, we spend £13,000 in a year. We spend, depending on what you are studying, but cheapest degree you could get is 12,000, 13,000 and above. Talk more of those doing their masters and those doing their PhD. We pump in, masters in this country is 2 years. Calculate the money, and at the end they will tell you to fuck off. Sorry, I use that F word, So it's something you have to consider. Yes, because assuming a lot of us knew in the past that there's been a speculation on things like this, clamping down on, ending the post-study work visa, a lot of us wouldn't have come in here, because I had admission in a different country before I applied to come here. Meanwhile, I had to defer I get admission in 2008, but I deferred till 2010 because I had to, undergo another program in my country before coming down to the UK. So it's barely 7 or 8 years this post-study work visa came back. It was announced in April 2019, I think by Boris Johnson, that international students can now apply for post-study work visa, which took effect from July, that was July 2021. And those who had started or had completed their study in 2020 were also given the opportunity to apply for this post-study work visa. So from 2021 July, they started this again to this time. It's barely 2 years. Yes, and the migration surge into this very country is very alarming. I cannot blame them for that. It's scary, to be honest. So they are making these speculations, making this theory to stop this again, especially on the number of dependents of international students. Unfortunately, this is where they are getting it wrong. Now, if I have 3 children, for instance, and I apply to come study in the UK, they wouldn't tell me to only bring just 2 of my kids. leaving the other one in my country. That is not done anywhere. And the UK is a country that is more family oriented. You know, in the past, once you get a job in this very country, they're gonna bring you in, give you a house, and bring your family over, because they wouldn't want anything that will be distracting you. Yes, when your family is not staying in the same country where you are working or studying, attention is divided, you know. So this is why they are more family oriented. They don't joke with anyone that has a family. I wonder how this would work. I mean, the new law they are trying to promulgate, you know, the speculation of cutting down on the dependence of international students is something that I don't see it working. And if they do it, it's definitely gonna affect them. You know, they might, I don't understand what they are planning to do by all this, because they like the money, and the international students are pumping money into the UK's economy. So whatever they are planning to do suits them right. But my advice is for you to keep your eyes open, listen to the news, and know when you don't want to bring in your money into a country whereby you will put in the money. At the end of it, they wouldn't give you opportunity to practice the high quality, prestigious education or degree, I mean, that you have acquired here. They wouldn't give you the chance to practice here, to work here. They would send you somewhere, especially if you do not have any Abraham as a father in your home country. It will really be difficult for you to get a job. I suffered it when I got back to Lagos, Nigeria. My application was it was toast because I studied in the UK. I was told. I think I've shared a story about that. So please listen to the news. Know when to put in your money and when not to apply. In fact, I'm still listening because I want to make an application for my kid sister, but I'm paying attention to understand this better, because it might, when this law is passed, it might affect those who are already here, just like I got affected. Yes, I told you I came in 2010, law was passed in 2012. I mean, law took effect in 2012 and I graduated in 2013. Those who graduated in 2012, they got a chance to apply. But those of us 2013 upwards, we packed our kaya back to where we came from. So it might even affect those already on ground. This is why I said if you're coming from 2023, shine your eyes well. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and keep coming for more. Bye.